In the early hours of March 20th, 2025, deputies with the Franklin County Sheriff's Office were dispatched to a quiet residential street in Brookhaven, Ohio. The request was for a welfare check. A neighbor reported that she hadn't seen the woman who lived there, 68-year-old Evelyn Moore, for several days. That alone wasn't unusual, but Evelyn Moore was known for her routines. She watered her plants every morning. She walked her dog at the same time each evening, and she never missed her weekly phone calls with family. This time, no one could reach her. When deputies arrived, the house was dark. No lights were on inside. Every door was locked. The windows were covered. They knocked. They announced themselves. There was no response. What caught their attention, though, was Evelyn's car. It was still parked in the driveway, and from inside the house, they could hear a dog barking. Based on those circumstances, deputies forced entry through the back door. The smell inside told them what they were about to find. In the master bedroom, Evelyn Moore was lying on her bed. She had been shot once in the head. Based on her condition, investigators believed she had been deceased for several days. There were no signs of a struggle, no forced entry, and no indication that this was a random act of violence. Evelyn Moore was a retired librarian. To those who knew her, she was quiet, organized, and deeply thoughtful. She had raised her only son, Daniel Moore, largely on her own after her husband died unexpectedly years earlier. Friends described her as someone who planned carefully, saved diligently, and always tried to do the right thing. Her home reflected that. Everything had a place, except now something was clearly wrong. Investigators quickly determined that nothing appeared to be missing. No valuables had been taken, no electronics were gone, no drawers had been rifled through. If this was a robbery, it didn't look like one. Attention soon turned to Evelyn's son. Daniel Moore was 34 years old. He had struggled for years to maintain steady employment. He relied heavily on his mother for financial support, and in the months leading up to Evelyn's death, their relationship had become strained. Text messages recovered from Evelyn's phone showed frequent arguments. Daniel asked for money. Evelyn said no. She told a friend that she was worried about him, that he seemed angry, that he felt entitled. In January 2025, Evelyn quietly made a decision. She updated her will. The majority of her estate would no longer go to Daniel. Instead, it would go to her sister. Daniel was not informed. When deputies tried to locate Daniel, they couldn't find him. His phone was turned off, his bank cards hadn't been used, and no one had seen him since before Evelyn was last heard from. Inside the house, investigators noticed something else. The kitchen sink was full of dirty dishes. Trash had recently been taken out. Someone had been staying there after Evelyn died, just not Evelyn. 2 days later, law enforcement received a tip from a gas station attendant in Kentucky. A man matching Daniel Moore's description had paid cash for cigarettes. Surveillance footage confirmed it was him. Daniel was arrested later that night at a roadside motel. During questioning, Daniel appeared calm. He told investigators he hadn't seen his mother in weeks. He claimed she wanted space, that he left town to clear his head. Investigators didn't find his story convincing. A forensic search of the home revealed critical evidence. Gunshot residue was found on bedding in the master bedroom. A spent .38 caliber casing was located under the bed. The firearm itself was missing. So was Evelyn's laptop. Digital evidence proved even more damaging. Investigators recovered deleted search history from Daniel's phone. Searches included how long does it take for a body to smell, how to clean blood from a mattress, Ohio inheritance laws. One piece of evidence stood out. A neighbor's doorbell camera had captured audio from 2 nights before Evelyn was last seen. Raised voices could be heard, then silence, followed followed by a loud, sharp noise. When confronted with the evidence, Daniel confessed. According to Daniel, his mother told him she was changing her will, that he would no longer be financially supported. He said he felt panicked, angry, afraid of losing everything. On the night of March 18, 2025, Daniel waited until Evelyn was asleep. He used her own revolver. Afterward, he stayed in the house. He cleaned the bedroom. He slept there. He searched for the will. The defense argued emotional distress and financial pressure. The jury rejected those arguments. After 4 hours of deliberation, Daniel Moore was found guilty. He was sentenced to life in prison without the possibility of parole. Evelyn Moore was laid to rest beside her husband. Her sister later established a scholarship in Evelyn's name. The house was sold, and the street returned to quiet. One final detail stayed with investigators, and that was the case of Evelyn Moore. Thank you for spending your time with me here at Criminal Journey. These stories are heavy, but they matter. I'll see you in the next one.